Here again with another Shameless Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you aren't caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, I have watched this show all the way through one time before. I'm just rewatching it to discuss it in the comment section with you, as I know most of the show is good. However, towards the end, there are some really lackluster seasons ahead. But in any event, this will be Shameless Season 5, Episode 11. The title of this episode is called Drug Actually. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing rewatching the episode. Frank and Bianca are at the liquor store, and Bianca wants to buy the most expensive bottle of whiskey. And I believe the person said it was $10,100, and Bianca says, we'll take it. She's not going to be alive long enough to pay off her credit card anyway, and Frank adds a few cigars to that bill. Fiona tells Sean about Carl being in juvie, and also Ian now being in a military prison. Helene was riding Lip, and I must say she has a great set of tits. They're awesome, and Helene actually arranges for Lip to get a ride to see Ian because, of course, Amanda took her car back, or wanted her car back, and her husband, Theo, I believe his name is, that's in my notes later on in the episode, I believe he's going to be the one that gives Lip a ride on the moped. Sammy says she'll finish packing and will be gone in the morning. Paco calls V, that's the person that's kind of at the alibi when V and Kev aren't there, when the one female that used to work there kind of just disappeared, and says there's a broken pipe at the alibi. Bianca's family has showed up at her home trying to get to her to do chemo, so they're going to have like an intervention sort of thing where everybody's there to make her be guilted into doing chemo, and she wants none of it. So her and Frank decide to drink the really expensive bottle of whiskey on the roof of her apartment building. And Bianca's crazy ass actually goes on the ledge and practices ballet. And Frank comes on there with her as she tells him to, and he almost actually falls off and drops his cup of that really expensive whiskey. And then Bianca suggests they go get some crack. So Bianca wants to do everything imaginable with this condition that she has. And the Gallagher family talks to the army about Ian's bipolar stuff. V and Kev discuss their oral time with Svetlana, her wife and husband duties. And, well, V really doesn't go into details since they're not a couple anymore, as Kev is trying to fix the leaky pipe. Water is now everywhere. Tommy shows up and says he has a pump at his construction site that will get rid of the water, and they're closed, and he doesn't mind the water, even though V mentioned that. And then Kev ends up making it worse, and make it rain, Kev, Tommy says. Gus calls and tells Fiona he'll be back in a few days. Tommy wants top shelf alcohol for free. Cheap shit is on the top shelf at the alibi. So for doing all this, if he's going to fix their problem, he wants something out of it, and they agree, kind of. Helene is getting Lip to go to a party with her. She even bought him a suit, or got him a suit. And Sean asks Fiona to go to Patsy's to get her a meal, since he's been with her all day, and she hasn't eaten all day. Bianca talks to Frank about patients with, what happens during chemo, and she tells Frank, let's have sex. Lip says to Theo, yes, that's his name, Theo, I couldn't remember if that was it or not, that he's not cool, if he's not cool with him being at the party, that he'll bounce, and Theo really doesn't seem to care. Bianca and Frank have sex on the railroad track, and Bianca actually wanted to go out having sex. So there's a train coming, and she wants to finish. And Frank's like, what the fuck? So they just get out of the way in the nick of time. And Frank says, hey, I want to live, as I just got a new liver. I just got a new lease on life. I can destroy this one. It's going to take a few years. And unfortunately, during this this scene, the bottle of whiskey was in fact destroyed. And then Kev ends up fucking V on the pool table at the alibi, and Tommy just grabs a bottle and leaves without them even noticing, and he didn't want to interrupt their fun time. I think he knew that they were kind of at odds with each other. And then in the military prison, Ian has a visitor, and it's Monica. Ian tells Monica the rest of the family doesn't know they talk, and then Monica tells Ian he needs to be with people that accept him for who he is. Sean tells Fiona he knows what she really wants, and he's going to give it to her. So he talks dirty to Fiona. Sean mentions being deeply attracted to Fiona. Oh, he's really throwing you the signals, Fiona, even though he tells you he doesn't want it. He wants it. I don't personally like Sean all that much, but, second time viewing, he's not as bad as I remember. Mickey gave Sammy a roofie, and Lip runs into Kev and V on their way home after their fun at the alibi. Mickey and Debbie put Sammy into her storage crate, and they actually think she's dead when they do this. Frank and Bianca show up, and Mickey wonders what Frank's doing with a girl like that. So, somehow Frank's getting these girls, and, how is that? And then Bianca smokes some crack. Frank also smokes some. Sean and Fiona stayed at Patsy's all night. Frank actually texted Bianca's family, we find out in the morning, trying to spend more time with her. So he wants her to go through chemo. He wants her life to be prolonged so he can hang out with her more often, because she's just trying to do as much crazy shit as possible, hoping she'll croak. And then because of this, Bianca's really pissed, and she says goodbye to Frank. And then Frank runs out to the cab and shows Bianca a passport. It's a different name, but he says it's worked before. And then Frank gets into the cab with Bianca. The Gallaghers go to visit Ian, but Mr. Gallagher was actually released in the care of Monica Gallagher. And Monica and Ian are shown hitchhiking. And when they said that, he was released to Monica Gallagher, they're like, what the hell? And then the episode ends with Sammy still making noise and alive in the storage container to end things. So pretty awesome episode of Shameless. Not top tier, but definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to score this one an 8.8 out of 10. My character of the episode, I'm going to give it to Kev for the males, although Sean was pretty good in this episode as well. And then for our ladies, I'm going to give this one to V, as her and Kev finally made up, at least we think. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. I really like the stuff with Kev and V. I like Lip and Helene, and then her husband Theo, the weird role that all happens with. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you are a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm and just generally like the content that's on JDev TV, make sure that you Hulk smash that like button right now. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what you think about this episode of Shameless. What would you rate it? And anything else that you want to say about Shameless. If you want to give your character of the episode, male, female, just one, that's fine. Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video if you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.